entire staff of the Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly, I want to first welcome you. People do the official welcome to Sekondi-Takoradi. And we have gathered here this morning because of the Twin Cities and Sustainable Partnership Project. And as part of the project, our partners are supposed to undertake a mission. We to your place, you also to our place, to study and we exchange ideas. So this mission is purposely for us to come and look at the progress and also share ideas on how we can keep on with the training relationship that we have with the municipality of Palermo.
I welcome you once again to Sekondi-Takoradi. What has brought us together is this partnership which established something that will be beneficial to the society, to the community of Sekondi-Takoradi and the city of Palermo itself. This collaboration is at the right time to help the less privileged, the unemployed youth, and also the women's group and the vulnerable in society.
After the mayor's welcome, the visiting Palermo Municipality delegation were formally introduced to the Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly. At the meeting, both the host and the visitors gave some remarks.
I wish to use this platform to reassure the TCSPP team of my total support.
Today, with the new challenges that every community has to face everywhere, we are talking about climate change, the fight against poverty, in the sustainability progress that every community has to do. With these new challenges, a town, a local community become a player that can give a voice, a contribute, a support to the global discussion, to the global issue, because the solution, the upgrade will come from the ordinary people. So I'm very, very proud to be a sort of a bridge of the two communities. This kind of agreement is one of the tools that today, in this global scenario, towns can use to connect to the other part of the world. But it is not just a single partnership for a single project. It's a friendship that will last, that will give the chance to our people in Palermo and here in Takoradi, Sekondi-Takoradi, to have the chance to understand in a better way the world and to find a way together to have solutions for a better life. Thank you a lot again.
On behalf of the Mayor of Palermo, Professor Roberto Lagalla, I give you the greetings of the municipality, of the community of Palermo, and of the community of Ghana in Palermo. But I won't share with you what is, for me, the meaning of this project. Because I feel this not as a scarf, this is a bridge. This is a bridge able to strongly connect our cities. And for me, the most important components, prototypes. We must to implement some prototypes, able to represent for other cities, for the other cities similar to us, what is our solution. I imagine that the project could produce a sort of Sekondi-Takoradi and Palermo protocols. Thank you for the attention and good job.
This was followed by a presentation of the first year implementation of the Twin Cities in Sustainable Partnership Project by the project coordinator.
Year one, we did official press briefing on the project on 3rd February 2022. Then the official launch of the project on 17th February. We have conducted a multi-dimensional baseline survey between March and July. We are doing quarterly awareness creation on municipal taxation to be able to increase our revenue. Training program on integrated urban governance, which we have done one for honorable assembly members and one for the technocrats. And also have for the spatial planning and then the SPC. So far we've trained 53 honorable assembly members, then 50 members of the SPC and then the spatial planning committee. We engage the Ghana Tourism Authority and then the Center for National Culture. Then also engage the Sekondi-Takoradi Chamber of Commerce. So these are the engagements, the first visit was which we are taking it to another level. The art aspect also we engage the Takoradi Technical University, meeting with the Vice Chancellor at his office. So then under the cluster 2, we plan to construct a demonstration farm where we train the youth in urban agriculture, which we have done. We went and studied, so we have set up 2. Then training has been conducted for them here under the greenhouse. Then we have done the distribution and planted fruit trees. So this is the fruits of our labor from the greenhouse. The cotton bar and then the tomatoes. We've already harvested some of them. Then under the demonstration farm, we also have the animal husbandry session. We want to train the youth and other vulnerable people to take up urban agriculture. You also want to promote the idea that we can do agric, not about a large land or a big space. We can, at your own backyard, even here, we can plant in containers. So that is the concept we want to promote within the Metropolis. Then under the cluster 3, we are also developing an integrated skills training center. That one also has a focus, which we are also going to train the youth to go into skills development, turning plastic waste into usable products.
The Palermo visitors ended the first day of their 4-day visit with a tour of the Takoradi Port Expansion Project, which has become strategic to Ghana's petroleum industry.
This is the 1928 port. Okay, so the port of Takoradi, until about some 8 or so years ago, was limited to this place, to where the vessels are. Even currently, you can see a container, vessel with containers there. Yeah. Even currently, that's where we handle containers. But that is a limitation and a disadvantage for our port because it's shallow water, 10 meters there. That's the depth. And you can imagine these days container ships are mega ships. They need deeper draft. So now with PPE port expansion, we have a 60-meter Chadatum container terminal that has been completed in terms of the quay wall and the platform area, furnished with the fenders and everything. So now we can have about a container ship of about 14,000 TEUs that can call our port. And then we have a new bulk terminal, we shall go there, also part of the port expansion. That one is 800 meters long by 60 meters draft. Yeah, 16 meters, 1/6. And then adjacent to that we have a liquid bulk terminal, which is 300 meters long by 40 meters. I can handle a tanker of about 60,000 tons capacity there. And then we have the construction of the oil and gas. The oil and gas terminal is for GPHA, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And then the floating dock is a private company that is going to PPP with GPHA to develop that facility. But we have massive coast land, a stretch of coastline that can be developed into future port infrastructure and facilities. And probably that's where investors from Palermo might want to partner with the Port Authority to develop for various manufacturing hubs and zones to support various manufacturing.
Has been very impressed by the massive potential of this infrastructure that I think it will be a really challenge for the development of Sekondi-Takoradi inside this area that's really huge. Within the framework of our agreement, I think that we could involve companies that can add value to the systems in terms of services, in terms of logistics. I think about, for example, packaging, hub related to everything that is connected to the export. So after this infrastructural effort and this situation that now become a really potential of development,
the 7-member Palermo delegation began day 2 of their visit with a courtesy call on the Vice-Chancellor of Takoradi Technical University. The short interaction with the Vice-Chancellor was followed by a conference with the teaching staff of Takoradi Technical University, where Prof. Maurizio Carta delivered a lecture on sustainable urban development and cultural cooperation.
I think that sustainable development is a challenge, but is a challenge that needs to innovate specific tools. And I think that the collaboration between Municipality of Palermo and Municipality of Sekondi-Takoradi, but also between the University of Palermo and the Technical University, Takoradi Technical University, could be useful in order to criticize the traditional answer to the crisis of the development model, the Occidental, and we could be the avant-garde for a new answer to the global crisis.
The team then went on a study tour of the NJC fishing community in the Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolis, where they interacted with locals before visiting the Albert Sam Fishing Harbour in Sekondi.
In Ghana, we are talking of there's no fish. The fish stock is finished. That's why now we are doing aquaculture. Okay. And the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture are doing everything possible, educating the fishers in order to improve the fishing industry.
The second day of their visit ended with a tour of Fort Orange, a colonial edifice which is now a UNESCO Cultural Heritage Site in Sekondi. Day 3 saw the Palermo delegation visiting some basic schools in the Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolis. At the Catan cluster of schools where the Twin Cities project had led the planting of some fruit trees in line with its greening project, the visitors were received with beautiful cultural displays to the admiration and participation by the visitors.
My bread, but I'm happy. We are creating a very strong knot. There is a friendship that will help in the fight against climate change. You have a sister city in Italy.
You are the main actor against the climate change affecting our everyday life. Action by your generation. Because you have different eyes to see the problem.
The delegation made their way to the urban agricultural demonstration site in Sekondi, put up by the Twin Cities in Sustainable Partnership Project.
Everything is going very well. As you can see, there are more trainees here who are undergoing training in all the stuff that we have here. You can see the greenhouse, and you can see how the tomatoes, these are less than 2 months, and you can see how they've grown, and this tells you how quick anybody who invests in such a project can recoup his investment, and you have a quality product onto our market. So I'm so great about this project. As our partners came around, I mean, they've seen all what we have done, and they are much appreciative of whatever we have done.
They rounded up the third day activities with a working meeting with project partners and interacted with officials of Ghana Free Zones, the Ghana Immigration Service, as well as had the opportunity of listening to horrific experiences by victims of the dangerous illegal migration from New Takoradi, a suburb of Takoradi known for stowaways. The Ghana Free Zones and the mayor of Sekondi-Takoradi presented gifts to the visiting Palermo delegation. Bisa Abiriwa, a museum of Ghana's pre-colonial, colonial and post-colonial cultural heritage, became an attraction on the 4-day itinerary of the visiting Palermo team. They also interacted with officials from Ghana's Center for National Culture, the Tourism Authority, and entrepreneurs on good practices in the management of cultural heritage.
On behalf of the delegation of Palermo Municipality, we are very glad to be here today because we can see from this museum how the local community can really promote the cultural heritage that is connected with the community and with the the spirit of the local people that is really open and really warm. In the sense of hospitality in Ghana is great, and today we are learning a lot in relation to the objective of the project Twin Cities in Sustainable Partnership.
I must say the project is very timely, looking at what we have as a country and what the vision of the government is, and also even the vision of the Regional Coordinating Council and the Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolitan area. We are looking at how we can enhance the size that we have within the metropolitan area. And if you look at Western region, for instance, we seem to have a lot of these monuments and museums jotted around. We are blessed with a lot of forts, and there are very good lessons we need to learn. Tourism is about experiences, and the exchanges is what is important. You learn from them, they learn from you.
They then made their way to visit the heartbeat of Takoradi, which is the market circle currently undergoing redevelopment to give a facelift to the city's center and commerce.
And you're all welcome to the site. It's the construction of a modern market that is going to hold close to 3,000 market traders. It's a new market with emphasis on safety and technology, for instance, because what it affords us is that this is a market that has things like sprinklers, so that because fire has been a big issue in our markets.
We are very interested in the second market because we think that this will be one of the brand of this town, and it could be also a boost for economic activity. So we are very, very interested in knowing more about how this place will help the town to have a new growth, and also what kind of involvement that the companies could have also through this place.
Now we are thinking of close to 3,000 traders compared to the previous one, so there will be a lot of economic interactions, and getting a lot of economic interactions within here means that Assembly is also going to increase its internally generated revenue, whereby we can also invest in other sectors of the Metropolis economy.
Led by executives of the Sekondi-Takoradi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the delegation had a field visit to Zeal Environmental Technologies, a Ghanaian enterprise and a giant in waste management support services to Ghana's extractives and petroleum industry.
The wastewater that we receive, the lab picks samples to analyze, then monitors throughout the process what we are doing, then make sure that our discharge effluent or whatever that we are discharging to the community conforms to what is required by us by the EPA and the GSA.
If you look at the way that the plant is designed, if we encounter problems with water, we have the incineration as well, which we can inject and evaporate the water. That's why we invested in this one that has the scrubber as well. And then if the sludge comes out as contaminated, because I think some of the clients, they are not going to tell you that there is a lot of mud or sludge in there. So general manager will go back to them and say, this is the percentage of sludge that we had. And then we have the sludge stabilization section that is over there as well. But basically from the sludge point of view as well, if it's too hazardous, we can also incinerate. Right, so that is why we invested in the rotary kiln. But like I was saying, it's meant for the oil and gas industry and some types of waste. But then on the renewable energy side, you need the pyrolysis, when you are moving into a different direction as well. But most of the time, most of our clients are very honest as to what they are bringing in.
On behalf of the team and STMA, we wish to, and through the STCI, we wish to thank you for giving us the opportunity for the visitors to see what we are doing here in Ghana. We will encourage you to keep up the good work. You are really doing good work here, and we are also happy with the gender ratio. I think 30% in Ghana. Yes,
in Ghana,
yeah, to get 30%. And also looking at the kind of work they do here, and you have female 30%.
The memorable 4-day cultural exchange and learning visit by the Municipality of Palermo delegation to Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolis, in line with the Twin Cities in Sustainable Partnership project, ended with smiles by the stakeholders.